Welcome, seekers of the strange and lovers of the mysterious. To Someone Tells You, your gateway to the unexplored, the unexplained, and the utterly unbelievable. I'm your host, and each episode, we dive deep into the stories, legends, and phenomena that make you question reality itself. From cryptids lurking in the shadows to ancient mysteries begging to be solved, we've got it all. So, buckle up, keep an open mind, and let's embark on this journey together. You never know what secrets we'll uncover next. Let's get started. Gather around, folks, because I've got a tale from the heart of Wales that'll make you question the skies above. It all started on a crisp February afternoon back in 1977 at the Broadhaven Primary School in Pembrokeshire. A place where the most exciting thing to happen usually involved a new lamb being born or the local Eisteddfod. But on this day, something entirely out of this world was about to unfold. Imagine this: 16 young students, minds untainted by the cynicism of adulthood, playing outside during their break. Suddenly, one boy, drawn by curiosity or perhaps a whisper in the wind, peers over the old stone wall surrounding the playground. What he saw next would become the talk of every dinner table in the village. There, just beyond the school's boundary, sat a silver, cigar-shaped craft, silent as the Welsh hills themselves, with a dome on top like a hat on an otherworldly visitor. The children, one by one, saw it too. They described it with a clarity and detail only children can. No two accounts varied significantly. A silver spacecraft, hovering almost as if it were waiting to be noticed. This incident didn't just change Broadhaven. It created a legacy. The area became known as a UFO hotspot, with the Pembrokeshire UFO Trail, drawing curious visitors from around the globe. Local pubs now have more tales of the unknown than of the usual village gossip. So, when you look up at the night sky from anywhere in the world, remember the children of Broadhaven, who on that day in '77 saw something so extraordinary that it became a part of their village's very fabric. It's a story that reminds us there's still much we don't understand about the universe. And perhaps, just perhaps, we're not alone. Word spread like wildfire through the school, and soon enough, the adults were involved. Teachers, parents, and even the local newspaper got wind of this extraordinary event. But the story doesn't end there. Over the following weeks, the skies over Pembrokeshire became a stage for what seemed like an alien invasion. More than 450 people reported sightings of similar crafts, lights, and inexplicable phenomena. Farmers saw their fields lit up by unearthly glows. Fishermen spoke of silent lights over the sea. And the whole community was buzzing with both fear and fascination. The authorities got involved, of course. The Ministry of Defense sent investigators, but they chalked it up to misidentification. Helicopters, perhaps, or the power of suggestion. But how do you explain the scorched earth where the craft was seen? Or the consistency among those who saw something that didn't fit into the skies they knew? Stick around, folks, because the story of Broadhaven doesn't end with the sighting of a silver spacecraft by 16 schoolchildren. This tale has grown, twisted, and turned like the Welsh countryside itself over the decades. After that day in 1977, when the sky above Broadhaven Primary School was no longer just the blue expanse we all knew, the village became the epicenter of something much larger. The media descended like vultures on fresh meat, their cameras flashing, their microphones thrust towards anyone who could speak of the silver cigar. Newspapers from London to New York ran stories, and soon the world knew about this quiet corner of Pembrokeshire. But it wasn't just the press. The Ministry of Defense, those guardians of British skies, came knocking. They brought their questions and their skepticism, trying to fit the odd sightings into boxes labeled helicopter or mass hallucination. But how do you explain away over 450 people seeing the same inexplicable lights? The same silent crafts hovering over fields and sea? The story lived on through books, like Neil Spring's The Watchers, where he spun a tale of secret government investigations into the unknown. It wasn't just fiction. There was a kernel of truth in those pages, a whisper of what might have been covered up. Then came the screen, both big and small. Documentaries, including one by the BBC on the 40th anniversary, brought the children, now grown, but still wide-eyed with wonder when they spoke of that day, back into the public eye. And when Netflix decided to shine its spotlight with Encounters, a whole new generation learned of the Broadhaven Triangle, a name that stuck like the mud from the local fields. Tourism took on a new life. The Pembrokeshire UFO Trail became a path not just through the landscape, but through time itself, where visitors trod to places where the sky had once opened up to reveal its secrets. Pubs filled with tailies of lights in the night, and even if you were a skeptic, you couldn't help but lean in a little closer when the locals started talking. David Davies and others who saw the craft that day have grown up but never grown out of their story. They've shared it in books, on podcasts, in interviews, always with the same conviction, the same childlike awe in their eyes. Scientists, skeptics, and believers have all had their say. Some point to the popular culture of the time, to movies like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, suggesting it could have been a collective imagination run wild. Others whisper about natural phenomena, or the military testing something they'd rather keep under wraps. But here's the thing, friends. The story of Broadhaven is more than just about UFOs. It's about how one moment can change a community, can turn the mundane into the extraordinary, and how the sky might just be the beginning of a story that never really ends. So next time you look up at the stars, remember Broadhaven, where the sky told a tale that's still being told today. So, what do you think? Is there more to the story than meets the eye? And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more intriguing content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.